I'm Marla Schulman here for Mingle Media TV at the Malibu Family Wine's 10th annual Crush and Harvest event. Today it's benefiting City Hearts organization, which helps bring well-needed arts programs for inner city youth that have no ability to pay for them. It's an amazing event. There's a lot going on, so come, let's take a look. So I'm here with Dr. Lawrence Koplin, a renowned plastic surgeon here in the Los Angeles area, and tell me why you're here today at the City Hearts event.
Well, City Hearts is a children's charity involving arts and particularly disadvantaged children. And actually that's been something I've been very interested in my whole life, particularly looking at how arts can help children in terms of language, socialization, all of the kind of skills that they need, especially if they're having problems at home, to kind of integrate into society. And it's good for creativity, it's good for language, it's good for social skills, it's good for art. So any event that really involves children and helping them out is something that's top on my list.
Yeah, I got to meet the Jasons. They're doing an amazing job. Now, this is a little bit of a tricky subject, but you were also a really good friend of Dr. Frank Ryan, who I also knew personally, and a lot of people don't know the work he did to help children, and I know you know about that and his Bony Pony Ranch. I mean, I know he's known for doing all these fabulous and sometimes criticized plastic surgeries, but he really did give back to the community. Can you address that, please?
Of course. Frank Ryan, his first office was my old office. When I had moved to one different location, he actually sat in my office at my desk as his first place. So I've known Frank a very long time. And we shared operating rooms. We talked a lot about surgeries, philosophies, life, and work as well. And the first thing he did in practice was to offer tattoo removal for gang members. And he got himself a laser and a big staff and very good publicity to get in kids who were disadvantaged from a physical point of view, to try to physically remove the tattoos and help them mentally. And to his credit, he took that and then he would build upon it. And so he started that, and then he got his ranch, which he called the Bony Pony, and he put camels and horses and zebras and all kinds of interesting types of animals and a place where children would be comfortable. And then he had a number of events, and he was very charitable as well. And I think he understood the same thing as this event, that children really are where we should look. Children are where we should place our emphasis and our time. And he was very much involved in watching children, seeing how they grew up, seeing where the problems were as they grew up, both from a physical and a mental status.
So, what do you say today, because we're seeing this cult of celebrity and cult of plastic surgery, and you know, when we have the extreme example of a gang member who will be killed if they have the tattoo and they want to get out. So we have that, where it's awesome to get it done. And then we have people in the middle, and then we have the unfortunate, in my opinion, the Heidi Montags, who I think take it a little too far. And I think we're so involved in self-image. I mean, how do you address that, especially for children and even for, you know, older women who want to just freshen up a little bit?
Well, I tell you, it's an interesting point that you mentioned gang members and Heidi Montag in the same sentence, because Dr. Ryan was involved in both of those. And I think it's a good example to understand that sometimes we use some of our patients to help us finance some of the other patients that we take care of. So without going into a lot of ethics as to whether Heidi Montag type of surgery is for everyone, maybe it would be better for me to say that we kind of share the wealth, and it allows us to take our time to help the children, to take off the tattoos, to fix the cleft lip, to take care of the burns, to take care of the battered women or the disadvantaged. And basically we have to use some basic source of finance to do that. And the Heidi Montag story is interesting to me also, because if you listen now, she's having some regrets about what she did, and maybe wanting to undo or reverse some of the things that she did. And that's okay. I think that one of the things that we learn is that if we give people boundaries, and allow them to work within those boundaries, we can undo some of the things if they have second thoughts or buyer's remorse, I think is the best way to put it.
But do you think that sometimes it is incumbent on a plastic surgeon to say no? You know, let's say, I mean, we like I said, we always see, unfortunately, extreme examples in the news. But, you know, on a personal level, I know for my audience on Life After Kids, you know, my thing is you should look the best you can look for yourself, you know, and not for anyone else or anything else. But, I mean, how do you help your patients? What's your method of telling patients whether they should do something or not? Do you have a guideline there, or?
I do have guidelines. One of the things you'll notice is that you don't know what important people I've taken care of, because I think that's more in the private realm. And the other reason is I have relatively stricter boundaries than some other plastic surgeons might have. And so I would rather personally take care of a mommy makeover than a difficult celebrity. Now, that's not always the right thing to say, but I would rather take care of people who really just want to look the way that they used to look. I don't really live in the world of trying to have people look different, like a prisoner's program where they're trying to change their identity. I love taking care of the normal person who wants to look like they looked before they had their baby. So that's more where my world is, which is a little different than some of the celebrity plastic surgeons.
So what's your specialty?
It depends on what time of year it is.
Oh.
I'm glad that you asked.
I didn't know
me
it was seasonal. I didn't know we have seasonal plastic surgery.
We have seasonal plastic surgery here in Southern California. This time of year, as the summer is ending, we're going to start to see more facial plastic surgery, meaning nose jobs, eyelid surgery, facial surgery to look younger. Generally, after the holidays, when the summer is coming, we'll start to see plastic surgery, tummy tucks, mommy makeovers, breast surgery, liposuction. So it does tend in my practice to be that way. I have a lot of, for instance, if there's an actor, you'll see a lot of work in the off season, or you'll see a lot of work right before awards ceremonies. But basically, my big thing is this thing called fat grafting. And fat grafting is this process where if you do liposuction, you take the person's fat, which has a high percentage of stem cells in them, and you can take that fat and use it for other good purposes. What do we use it for? Well, we use it for fillers instead of Restylane or Juvederm. We can use it for someone who has a breast deformity or rippled breast implants. We can use it for someone who had a lumpectomy on their breast. And so my real interest in research point right now is fat transfer, or using fat for benefits, which is long lasting, it stays forever, as opposed to a filler. It belongs to you. Wherever I take it from gets better. So it's a happy surgery of basically Robin Hood, steal from the rich, give to the poor.
Well, thank you, Dr. Lawrence Koplin. I have enough fat here that maybe my face might look better next season. So I look forward to checking back with you and maybe going to your office and taking some examples of what that is all about. Thank you so much.
Thank you for taking the time to talk to me.
Thank you so much, and thanks for talking nice about Dr. Frank. He's a great